This new idea that you're actually going to have at the beginning of this week is going to make you feel alive again. It's going to make you feel so passionate about yourself, passionate about your life, and most importantly passionate about what's to come. This new idea, it's basically going to be like, seriously, if I can tell you this, this new idea that you are going to have, it's something that you should most certainly go for it. This is what I tell you, my gorgeous Leonie. Go for it, go for it, go for it. And I don't even need to tell you this, because you will know that as soon as you have this idea, you're gonna come back to your old self, to your powerful self. So this is bringing an important element into your life where you are going to most importantly reconnect with yourself through this energized potential, and that in itself, it's also bringing an important clarity into your life. You will remember some kind of insight that you gain within the last 2 or 3 months, and that insight that you gain about your life and about things happening around you, and looking at a huge massive picture, all this is going to contribute towards you reevaluating things in your life that makes you feel incomplete. And why do they make you feel incomplete? And most importantly, what should you do at this moment in time to do something about it? Where the clear answer to that is, you have to be tactical. You have to just keep going. You have to be tactical. And in order to be tactical at this moment in time is just to take this on and put this as a priority, as a number one. Only a couple of days later, you're going to realize that this is actually going to bring new people into your life, new relationships into your life. It's going to really refresh your mind and refresh your memory, and you are really going to start changing, because you're going to realize that you are going to have a completely different approach to old problems. Now, this is a very sacred sign that you did gain some kind of powerful knowledge over the last 2 or 3 years, but then sometimes we need to go through certain things in order to kind of be completely honest with ourselves, and that in itself is clearly going to be clear sign and clear indicator that the one phase of your life came to an end and the new phase is about to begin. Of course that this is going to be big. Of course that this is going to be important. And this is going to reflect on you, where you're going to start realizing, oh my God, I'm dreaming again. Oh my God, I'm remembering my dreams again, and things like that. It's to do with your emotions, but it's also to do with your own depth, It's to do with you being able to reflect in such a way within yourself where you see the problems and negativities in a completely different light. You will see how much you grew and how much you've changed. And after that moment in time, the only way is one way. The only way is up. The only way is forward, my gorgeous Leonie, indeed. Having said that, you are going to need to, I would highly suggest you to take some kind of a little break and recharge a little bit. I know that this is not easy for everybody to do, but if you can do something just one day, and how you can do this, take a break and recharge. Do something spiritual. Do something that makes you feel good. Do something that you don't normally do. Do something that you don't normally do, or do something in a different way. Like, for example, if you normally go spend some time in the forest for a whole day, or do something spiritual to reconnect with the nature, it does wonders to us. Maybe you should go to the different forest, to the different place. Maybe you should sit by the river. Maybe you should sit by the water for a while. This has got an amazing and rejuvenating impact on us and our lives, especially when it comes to grounding and recentering ourselves. So it helps us to not to be indecisive when things are so obvious, like what we would do. But sometimes, when we are scared of making a certain steps, we're just going to come up with every single kind of excuse under the sun that we can actually have in order to do this. So to stop this indecisiveness, I highly suggest you to take a break and recharge somehow, because this is going to help you to clear your head, and it's going to start the process of this powerful recovery period when it comes to your own reflection, but also when it comes to you mentally prepare. Because almost immediately after that moment in time, there is something that is going to come to you. There is some kind of the direct result of your quick thinking, how to deal with a certain problem, how to attack this specific problem. And the answer to that is going to be the conversation, you declaring something, you debating, but also at the same time the answer to that is going to be you committing to that new idea, okay? And you will also need people to be cooperative as well. And this is to do with the people in your life. This is to do with the people who are connected to you. You know, they are going to be supporting you full on, but there is something that they are going to need to be cooperative about. And this is going to mean to you quite a lot as well. By the time you get to the meat part of this week, my gorgeous Leone, you know, you're going to be in this mode when you're going to be regretting something in the past, you know, and this in itself just kind of like made you you're going to feel a bit of like a self-pity, for example. It's to do with the prolonged gloom in your life. And now when that happens, when you're kind of like really thinking about certain aspect of your life in the past, you will be regretting something, you know. You need to understand that at the same time, you must not make an impulsive mistake. When it comes to your past, you need to accept something and you need to literally move on. This is very important. I know it's easy for me to say, but you need to do this. But it's more about making you aware that at the same time, when you feel a bit strange, when you feel a bit unusual, you are going to be dealing with something so important. You are going to be dealing with something so important where you are going to need to be really careful, like almost as if you're going to make a decision that you need to be careful about, because that decision is going to be final, but you don't know this. So you have to like kind of understand to not to be impulsive and to watch your step, because you will be dealing with something so important. You need to understand to be objective in order to release negative or frightening thoughts, okay? You need to be objective, and also you need to understand, do not make a useless sacrifice, because this is what this like impulsive mistake would be. So you just have to remind yourself this and just keep going forward, to not to make an impulsive mistake which is going to come as a like kind of useless sacrifice. So that is all going to lead towards an important realization that you already have overcome, and probably one of the biggest obstacles of your life. And that in itself, it's going to make you feel like really successful, because you're going to realize, you know what, this is me, it's my life, it's my spiritual journey, this is my victory. And at that moment in time, you are going to elevate yourself with the power of your own thoughts. Okay, very important, my gorgeous Leone, indeed. So you are gonna realize that you overcame like a really giant or horrible obstacle, and that in itself, it's gonna make you feel so powerful indeed. By the time you get to the last part of this week, you are clearly going to become aware of this important message here. This is gonna put like a giant smile on your face to start with, honestly, because you will see something is going to start like paying off here. It's about acceleration here and developing fast. Something is going to start developing and unfolding really fast here, and that in itself, it's going to require from you to act now. If you act now, you're not going to be restricted. You are going to be in the flow indeed, and at the same time, you are going to be thinking about some kind of travel or some kind of journey. You definitely should go to that particular journey, because once you go to that journey, no matter when this is going to happen, even if it happens in 1 year time, you're still going to have a mind-blowing spiritual experience, which is most importantly going to make you aware of something, that you're so close to something that you can only dream of, and on top of that, you will know exactly what to do. So if there is some kind of journey like traveling on your mind, just go for it. But But going back to you becoming aware of what's accelerating in your life, what's developing fast. Now that in itself is clearly going to show you what do you need to put in time and effort, and then you're going to be reaping the rewards later. And then at the same time, you're going to need to come up with some kind of long-term strategy where you do and need to be patient, you know. This in itself is going to seem like, oh my God, something, you're going to be dubious about something. You're going to be like kind of, you're going to be thinking about like a shaky foundation, you know, and you're not going to be certain, oh my God, this may not be like a solid foundation at the moment. Something is going to make you worried, but you have to be strong here, because this is your own path towards your own independence. So this purely and directly needs to come from you. You don't go to talk to John, Mary, Maria, or Martina, or Melanie, or whatever. This just needs to come from you as your own natural progression. So it's to do with your own independence, but it's also to do with the fact that you are the one who needs to make important decisions here. Very, very important indeed, you know. So this in itself, it's really going to help you out so much to kind of like also at the same time to kind of like really see some kind of unpleasant memories in a different light, in a different ways, you know, because now at the same time something from the past, some kind of maybe mistake that you've made, something that you've been blaming yourself for, but it's actually connected to this. You're going to go well deep, you know, so you're going to be worried because you will be able to kind of like reflect on a certain mistake that you made in the past, like quite a few years ago, and you're going to be worried, oh my God, if I make the same mistake. No, baby, no. You need to like kind of really understand that, you know, these are just unpleasant memories. You know, you can revisit this in the past in order to heal, but you must not cling to it, because it will be kind of slowing you down, and to your spirit you're saying that you haven't learned anything out of it. There is a very invaluable and sacred lesson that you've learned here, okay? You will see exactly what I mean, and that particular knowledge that you're gonna realize, it's like something that you need to share with the people who mean to you so much. You need to share this knowledge with them. For the love of God, this is just so important, and it's going to get back to you karmically 1,000 times more. Okay, my gorgeous Leonie, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, psychic medium. Love you. Bye.